It took them, like I say, Germany with me did the vacuum, the pressed vacuum concrete. Like I say, what you do is you take concrete and you press it, and then you vacuum out the air and the water. And as we, like I say, what you do is you press and well you vacuum and press the material down. And if you suck the air out and press down and apply pressure all at the same time, basically the air and the water bubbles out. See, if you just press down, like I say, it's just going to go and it's going to squish out. But if you vacuum and press down, what you get is like this super dense hard stone material that's like really amazingly strong, like way stronger than normal because there's no voids in it, there's no gaps. It's all just down in there because as you take the air pressure away, creating a vacuum, the water and the air come out, and then as you press down, it pushes it down into this like super hard material, and where you don't even really need concrete sometimes. Like if you just wet it up and actually just press it down, you can actually like if you make like a clay, you can actually even do it out of clay. If you take clay and you there's like this process. We do a couple different things. Like for instance, we wet it up and then we mush it all together and we push it and then we suck out the air as we're squishing down and then we bake it. You know, like we put electrodes around the thingy and stuff like that using titanium or tantalum or some sort of like really strong or porcelain kind of thing or stuff where what we do is we put water in it, get it mixed up, and so it'll squish, and then we suck the air out. And because, like I said, what you're doing is when you suck the air out, it sucks it together. And if you just apply a little bit of pressure as you're sucking the air out, because the water makes it fluid and blah blah blah, and you put it in there, and then as you suck the air out, and you're pressing down, what it does is it causes all the molecules and everything to get because as the air goes out or as the water turns into air and basically it squishes it down and it creates like this really good vacuum. And then if you keep squishing and then if you apply heat and go and heat it up and get all that rest, well, a vacuum will usually do it by itself, but if you apply heat to it and you keep pressing it down and vacuuming out the air, what you get is like the stuff where you don't even need concrete. I mean, you don't even need calcium or anything. You could actually just it creates like this block that is like, you know, you can actually there's a lot of cool stuff that you can do if you play around with material, you know, by wetting it up and then using extreme pressure and vacuum all at the same time. You can get some really cool, strange things. Anyway, me and Germany were doing it and then doing all this stuff, creating all these weird blocks and stuff like that, you know, and even mass producing stuff where it's like, you know, where we're doing whole, like there's this great, we build this, they call it the waffle. Because what it is this big long steel thingy like this, and you put all the material in there. And what it is basically, it's a big iron underneath. It's a big electro thingy underneath. And then you have all these little cells, and then you go, and there it goes, and it heats up, and it's like a waffle iron. They call it the waffle iron actually, because it has all these cells, and this thingy comes down with all these little square holes in it, and it fills in the cells. So you're pressing the material down, and you're heating it up. And and I think even the little cells they're like little rods, and they have like little heater things on here, and then the waffle iron's hot, so it all gets hot and it squishes down. And what you get is these super hard bricks. They're like really cool. They're bricks, but they're just like fire bricks, but they're made a lot faster, and they're really hard. You can't really break them because it melts and heats up and bakes the material. So you don't even need concrete. Like you don't need concrete. Just use a little bit of clay, use water, use a vacuum, and what you get is super hard bricks. out of anything. You can just take white sand and go, and then heat it up, and you get a white brick, and stuff like that. There's other ways of doing it too. You can use a big oven too, where you're using pressure, and we did that too, where we're just using pressure and the thingy, and you just stick it inside a big oven, and it goes, and it melts just a little bit, and what you get is these white bricks. That's how I get all my white bricks, basically, and stuff like that. That's all Germany. It's all my production facility in Germany, and made thousands of bricks. People are like, "Ooh, white bricks!" It's like, yeah, I can make that. You know, we take these big ovens, and the steel gets really hot. So, and you just take this little thing, and then plunk, and then they cool off, and then it's like low end ceramics basically, and then take some more and put it in there, and then stick it back in the oven, and then it heats up for a couple hours, and then you pull it out, and then or out the bottom or whatever. Actually, I think what they do is they slide it off. They slide the tray. What they do is they slide the tray. It's a big waffle, has a whole bunch of holes in it. You know, like holes like this, like thousands. And they slide the tray off, and then all the bricks fall out. And then they put the tray back on, and they put all this material back on, and then they stick the thingy back on top. And this isn't vacuuming. Well, maybe they might use a vacuum. I don't know, because they might vacuum usually helps everything though. And then I think there was vacuum. And then you stick it back in, and I think the chamber, the heat chamber, because it's not really what's called. It's using electro whatever. You know, you stick it back in there, and I think they did close it off. So, and then they vacuum it, and they suck all the air out, and the air comes out of the bricks. And what you get basically is you can take chalk or almost anything white. You can take sand even, and it just kind of lightly melts it a little bit. And like I say, it lightly melts it. And because the heat of the metal irons it up. Anyway, it lightly melts it, and then you just slide it off, and you get all these bricks. We did all kinds of production. Like, we produced all day, all these really cool things. I was like, well, maybe we'll try this, maybe we'll try that, and we tried all these different things, and we got all these different things, like white brick. I mean, the Germans were like, hee, this is so cool. like 5,000 bricks. You know, you just make this thingy, and you know, all day long. You know, we were producing like crazy. Everyone, like if you wanted anything, you went to Germany. Basically, Germany was like the #1 producer of everything cool. And so like I say, Germany, like there's only Germany, which is really LS, Lucifer Star, me, because I was telling them what to do. So anyway, yeah, it was glorious. It was glorious. And you know, and everyone else is just jealous because, you know, I was 100% right, and rich and epic creator. And like I said, in 1920 or so, I was making 17 pounds a day or an hour or something like that of basically European currency. Like, my European income was 17 pounds or 15 pounds or 12. It was like, well, you're currently making 12 pounds of currency every day, every hour. And it was like every minute. And then it's like, well, you're making 17 pounds every minute, basically. Pretty much. And that was my European income. And then I was getting American income. So like I said, yeah, like my European, yeah, 17 pounds every day, and then 17 pounds every minute, and then 17 pounds, yeah, it's like 17 pounds a minute or 17 pounds a second, basically, of actual income. 17 pounds of income every European currency every minute or every second or something. It was just where it's like, yeah, it's like 17 pounds every minute, and then every 17 pounds every second, where it's like ridiculous income. Ridiculous. And it was like you could never, and they were like, you can't spend your money fast enough. There's no way you could ever spend your money fast enough. So like, okay, well, let's spend a lot of money. So we start blowing money like crazy.